everybody, it's Wallguy, and yes, it's time once again already for some more Medal of Honor 2010. I have been getting lots of gameplay, putting in a lot of time with it. It's hard to stop. I'm just really happy to be playing it again. So I've got a lot of videos in my archive, and I will be posting this game frequently for a while, as long as I have the gameplay to support it. Otherwise, it'll go back to how it was. But in the short term, we can look to see these videos frequently. Today, I wanted to talk about some of the games I'm looking forward to in the near future, this fall and early next year, I guess. Especially those games that will likely find their way onto this channel for you to watch. And going by my list here that I'm about to kind of work through, you might think that my tastes are limited, that I'm just one of those FPS gamers that don't really, play anything else. But I actually play all types of games across all genres. I just tend to believe that competitive games, like online FPS, they're the most exciting to watch on a format like YouTube. So we'll focus on those for the most part. Before we get started though, please stroke that like button. We'll see if we can get this video to 60 likes. And let's just see how many Medal of Honor 2010 fans are still lurking about here on this channel. I know we kind of got our channel started here a lot with Medal of Honor 2010 coverage, and it's been a lot of Warfighter and a little bit of this and that, and now some Battlefield. How many of you Medal of Honor 2010 guys are still lurking about from the very beginning? Hit that like button and just let me know how strong in numbers you guys still are. As you watch this, you may notice that I'm still kind of getting used to the game again. The toughest part for me really is adjusting to not being able to strafe while running. I mean, it was always one of my biggest complaints with Medal of Honor 2010. Strangely enough, it does become kind of natural after a little time, but it's really weird that it was designed that way, and it's really weird to play with it when you're used to playing a bunch of games like Warfighter or Battlefield that let you strafe while you're running. It's just, I don't know, very strange thing. But I'm kind of getting my legs under me and getting more used to that, and starting to get better results. Aside from getting comfortable with the controls again, I also have to reacclimate myself to the flow of the game, like how the spawns are rotating, where players are likely to go when they're at a certain point after you see them on the UAV. You just got to kind of get a rhythm for how things are going, and it's a bit of a process, but I am getting there. Okay, enough about the gameplay for now. Let's get on to those anticipated games that I was mentioning. The first one is Battlefield 4. That's coming soon. The beta will be up and running, from what I understand, pretty soon. And from what I've seen so far, they're on a really good trajectory for that game. It's looking like it's going to be an improvement on Battlefield 3. The suppression model is being reworked, so it doesn't affect close quarters very much, if at all. And when it is in effect, it's not going to be causing your bullets to randomly spray in every direction and miss your target. Instead, I hear that there's going to be some gun sway instead of, like randomly splitting bullets or whatever. And this is much better because it allows you to use your skill to compensate for that suppression effect, rather than just say, nope, you have lost all of your ability because. I mean, it was always stupid, one of the worst things in Battlefield 3, and it sounds like it's getting reworked. I mean, I personally don't believe in the suppression gameplay mechanic. I don't think it makes any sense logically. But if it's gonna be there, it sounds like Battlefield 4's model is a lot better than what we've been dealing with. You've also got this new mechanic called Levolution, and it does look cool. I'm not really terribly hyped for it though, because I want to see that it contributes to interesting tactical choices while I'm playing. If it's just going to be a race every freaking round to go knock down the skyscraper, then Levolution is nothing more than a marketing gimmick, really. So hopefully that works out well. I mean, I know it's going to be fun either way to bail off that skyscraper right before it goes down. That can't help but be good. I think the way it changes and alters the map after whatever the event is going to be cool. But I'm hoping that there's a real tactical sense to it, because otherwise it's just something pretty that happens and, doesn't really affect gameplay in a positive way. All in all, though, Battlefield 4 is looking very, very good, and I'm excited to play it. We'll be there playing the beta when it comes out, and you can expect to see some coverage of that here. And, of course, the main game when it comes out. It's definitely one of our most anticipated titles right now. The next game on that list is Call of Duty Ghosts, and I hear a collective groan from about 2 of you. Shut up! I will cut you. But let's be mature about this. If a game is good, it's good. I mean, being a fan of gaming does not mean choosing sides or being part of some clique or a war of some kind. It just doesn't make any sense to fight over video games. You play what you want, enjoy what you want. If you don't like it, that's cool. I'm not going to torture you or ride you because you have different tastes than me. That said, and even though I'm a fan of Call of Duty, I'll admit that it's had its share of problems, some big ones too. I think criticism is always fair when there's a logical truth behind it. But from what I've seen with Call of Duty Ghosts is it looks like it's finally improving some of those big weaknesses that the series has had for the last how many iterations. It's been a while. I mean, the graphics have seen a significant boost. They've definitely reworked that quite a bit. I mean, yeah, okay, there's better looking games out there, but there's better looking games out there than a lot of games. You can't always be the best game as far as looks. And I think Ghost looks pretty darn good, so it's definitely a huge improvement. It's not stuck, 10 years in the past or whatever. We've moved way beyond Call of Duty 4, finally. We also get player customization, which is, something that I think is sadly lacking in most games. I had it in Rainbow Six Lockdown, but it hasn't been in a lot of games since then. And most importantly, we're seeing a return to dedicated servers for the first time in a long time. And this will be a huge change in how the game plays. I mean, I might actually take COD serious from a competitive standpoint again for the first time in who knows how long. Hopefully PS4 gamers also get it. Another game I'm excited about a little bit further down the line is Titanfall. I'll definitely be getting that and playing that. I really like that they're focusing solely on the multiplayer to make it as good as possible and not getting distracted by some by-the-numbers campaign. Seen a lot of those lately in games, and if you're not going to really be inspired and make a great campaign, then don't bother. Just give us the multiplayer. That's what we're going to play most anyway at the end of the day. But this game looks really good. It's sort of like the recent Crysis games, Crysis 2 and 3, except you're even more agile. You can wall jump, wall run, double jump, and then you got those Titans to kind of throw in some variation to the gameplay and set up a bunch of different scenarios where you're under the guns of a Titan and you're in trouble, and then you turn the tables, you get one yourself. It could be some really fun stuff and looks very promising so far. But those are the games I'm looking forward to. There's definitely a lot more that I'm not mentioning due to time constraints here. But why don't you tell me what games you're looking forward to?